Hallo, ik ben Kathinka en welkom bij mijn videoblog KATH in LA. Nou, voordat ik als acteur begon te werken in Amerika, had ik eigenlijk geen idee wat het leven van een acteur inhield. Maar nu, na 2 jaar als acteur te hebben gewerkt, ben ik erachter gekomen dat er hele mooie dingen aan het vak zitten, maar dat er ook wat uitdagingen zijn. En ik denk dat het belangrijk is als beginnend acteur dat je weet wat je te wachten staat. Nou, om deze reden ga ik tijdens deze blog verschillende acteurs interviewen, zodat ik jullie een goed mogelijk beeld kan geven van het leven van de acteur. Is het veel glitter en glamour of is het vaak toch ook een droge boterham eten? Daarnaast ga ik ook kijken wat succes betekent met acteren en wat acteren nou zelf betekent voor acteurs.
Took a moment, I closed my eyes and I imagined like really hard. I'm 70, 80 years old now. And what do I think of my life? I've lived my life and what am I doing? What are my regrets? And I've thought about all of that. I opened my eyes again and thought, I'm 25. I'm young, I can do anything I want to do. And it is so important to do what you really love to do. So acting. And because if you don't, you'll regret it. And so I just started. So for me, acting means living my life and just to go for it. Don't have any fears or doubts, just do it.
Having the opportunity to understand themselves better, to understand the human condition better, and hopefully as a result develop more empathy and understand themselves and the world better. As a gift for other people as opposed to something that I do just purely for myself because it feels good or it's fun, and of course that's the case, but I always try to make it about other people, about my audience as much as I make it about myself.
Acting means to me exploring other people's lives, reliving their problems, their circumstances, their sorrows, their fears, their everything. Telling a story, basically. Giving something back and depicting the specialty of that couple or the story or whatever you want to do, you want to call that. So this is really what acting means to me.
Any day, anything could happen. So there's always this sense of adventure and being surprised by what every day brings you, because you never know, when you're gonna get that call back or that audition or this opportunity is gonna come your way. So I really love that sense of adventure and also being able to craft that adventure.
Life as an actor can be very challenging, it could be beautiful, it could be inspirational.
I don't know if I like it so much, the actual life of the actor, because it's a constant struggle from beneath. You fight like an underdog. You're constantly put on test, and you have to prove yourself.
It's a roller coaster for sure. You're independent, but also like dependent on other people, agent, managers, whatever. And So it's like a lot of ups and downs. One day you're feeling good, the other day you're like, you know, very depressed and like, I'm not moving on with my life, and what am I doing with my life? I'm wasting time, I'm getting older, I'm like, you know, why didn't I pursue something else? There's like everything to it, from like the good parts and the bad parts. But it's tough. Like, thing that is like talking in your head, you know, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, and why are other people, they're the same age, but they're like certain, you know, they're somewhere in the business, in films, movies, why am I not there? Why? And it could be very depressing.
The inconsistency, that it's so up and down. You never know what to expect, and you could do everything right. You could have the best training, the best whatever, and it still doesn't guarantee. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make, and it's hard. You know, the older you get, you see your friends, you know, achieving the things that you're supposed to have at a certain age, you know, the house and the kids and this and that, and then you might not have any of that because you have this spark inside you and this dream that you want to keep going. So I think you have to believe it. You have to believe in yourself in a way where other people think you're crazy. And the lifestyle is not for everybody. If you want to know exactly where you're going to be in a year or 2 years, definitely not the lifestyle for you. So you have to be prepared for that, because wanting to act and wanting to act for a living are two very different things. And I think that's something you really need to ask yourself. And how much do you want it? Will you be happy doing community theater or a small project on the side, or do you really want to do it as a living? Because if you want to pursue it as a living, then you have to understand that it's maybe 10% acting, 90% hustling, business side, websites, you know, meeting people, all the stuff that they don't teach you at school, you know. You go to school, you get to work on the best plays, the best material, and then you come out of it feeling so excited and so passionate and like ready to take on the world, and then it's like the real world hits you, because nobody cares. Nobody cares where you studied. Nobody cares what play you were working on. Nobody cares. So you have to start really from the bottom. You really do.
So you say nobody cares, so what do they care about?
I think you really have to understand that you're a product, and I hate to say that. So if that thought disgusts you, then you probably don't want to pursue it in a big market.
For me, it's the business and financial side of it, because as an artist, my need roots from a place within where I need to create. I want to build something with my ideas, something that's not existing at the moment, and that's the bliss. That's the inspiration or motivation behind it, because I feel fulfilled if I can channelize the creativity, like actually build something, and I can share it with other people. It's kind of a proof for me that I can build something, you know.
I think the biggest challenge we face as an actor is not being yourself. I think that's the most important thing. I think that we all kind of stand in our own way, which, you know, I guess that's just my opinion. And I think that if we are just true to ourselves, that is, I think that's powerful.
Yeah, like making your own decisions. Is this a good project? Is it not a good project? Should I do this? Should I do that? So, because there's so much you can do with acting, and sometimes I feel like it's too much, because you make your headshots, for example, and are they good enough? Because some people say they're good, some people say they're not good. Like, you know, what should you do? There's always like a right and wrong with acting, especially in the business. Like, you know, what color should you wear to an audition, and what monologue, you know, there's so many choices. And I think kind of it's very important that you just listen to yourself, to your own intuition, what you think is good, because I think then you're always right.
You have to have a lot of discipline. You have to believe in yourself, although no one does. And then, yeah, just keeping that focus. And I think what could help is, especially if you are like maybe depressed or something, find something that has nothing to do with acting, that just makes you happy, that gives you new energy, and just use that, and so you can walk into it again and just do your thing.
I think something that happens when you first start acting is you feel like you have to accept every single opportunity that comes your way. And I think there can be a danger in that, because not every project is meant for you, is on your wavelength, is a reflection of what you want to show the world. So I think what you have to be careful about when you start acting is not feeling like just because you're just starting and not that much work might be coming your way, that you have to do everything, that you don't have to accept every opportunity you get. You can still be selective, and if not a lot of work is coming your way, really that's an opportunity to do your own thing, and you know, do things that are a reflection of who you are and what you want to tell the world.
There are a lot. Where to start? You know, first of all, you need to have exposure.
You can't just sit at home and expect it's gonna happen. It won't, you know, because you are, the best agent is you. Because you have to fight for yourself and show people your talent, know who you are. So I think the biggest pitfall is that actors just sit on their ass and just are waiting, and then, you know, it's not gonna happen.
I would say as soon as you finish classes, like if you move from New York to LA or stay in New York, take classes, keep doing that, so you just have something you do like every week. And then find friends who are in the acting business, because that's like, you get so many informations out of that, because especially starting, you don't know what to do. So find people who can, you know, who give you advice and can help you.
How badly do I want it? I think you have to answer that. Because some people think they want it, and then when they start and they realize how difficult it is, I think that's the advice. And like I mentioned earlier, asking yourself if you'll be happy doing it on the side, or do you really want to do it as a profession? Because then it's a whole different thing. Because the odds of getting paid right away, right when you graduate from acting school, the chances of getting a paying acting job that is regular are very slim. So trying to figure out how you're gonna eat, pay for your rent, all these fun, happy things that nobody wants to think about, that's the challenge. So if you are willing to maybe do a job on the side that you hate or don't feel passionate about in order to get where you want to be, I would say, yeah, ask yourself, how badly do you want it?
So you're saying a lot of sacrifices you have to make?
There's a lot of sacrifices, because there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees in what you're doing. It's very difficult. And you know, if you're young, you might only see the positive sides of it, but nobody really talks about the daily life and how much rejection there is, and you'll never know why you're getting rejected. So you really have to understand that the only thing you have control of, I think, is just getting better at what you're doing. That's the only thing you can control. So why not be in a class all the time? Why not get better all the time? Because that's the only thing you have any control over. Once you leave the audition room, it could be your hair color, it could be whatever. So yeah, if you're willing to work hard, this is what you should be going after. It's really what you've always dreamed of. Go for it.
Pick a city that you really love to pursue your craft. Because I feel like a lot of actors feel like they have to live in New York or LA or, you know, maybe even London if they want to be successful. And of course those are three buzzing places. But my personal philosophy is that you're really going to thrive in a place that you love living in and that you feel really energized by. And I personally love LA, but some people don't, and some people, you know, don't love New York or LA. And I think, you know, you can be just as successful in Chicago or nowadays even Portland, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of cities where you can build an acting career, and I think it's important to realize that you have that freedom.
For people who are trying to pursue acting, I would give the advice, do it if you're passionate about it. Don't do it if you don't. If you don't have the drive to pursue a career that's full of pitfalls, full of rejection, don't do it.
Just don't stop. I really think that's the easiest answer. Just don't stop. I mean, clearly not everybody's going to continue acting over a long term, and that's very possible, but if you just keep going and you really believe in it and you love it and you don't want to stop, then you just keep doing it and you're going to find it become easier.
I would say just believe in yourself, because when you come from acting school, you've lived in this little bubble with all your friends, you know, and it feels very safe. And then you go out in the big world, and then like boom, like there's so many actors, like incredible, there's so many actors. And there's so many people you can meet, so many directors, so many cast directors, and sometimes it's just so overwhelming and you just feel lost. Like you feel like you're in this big black hole and you don't know where to go. So I think it's very important just to stay true to yourself and you think what you think is important for you and in your acting career, because you're gonna hear so many opinions about what you should do, where you should take acting classes further down the line, like what kind of headshots, what kind of project you should do. But I think it's very important just to listen to yourself, because you know what's good for you and what fits you.
I would say be very careful. Keep your love, your childish and naive love for the art always intact, guarded, and be a little suspicious of people in a healthy way. You know, you can listen to people and what they have to say, but also think about the motivations they have behind the offering. Are they really believing in you, or do they want something else from you? Your money, which you will easily give up if you have this dream.
As a child, I grew up and I felt like often I just felt alone, and I had like some dark times and everything. And seeing a movie and just what that can do for you, like it can inspire you. It takes you away from your aloneness, from your dark periods. It makes you hope. It makes you believe. It makes you, and it inspires you and everything. And to be a part of a project where you can just create that feeling and just one person walking out of that movie, that would mean a lot to me.
To me, success is getting to work on things that are really fulfilling, not only to you, but also the people who get to see the work. I think it's really important because there's a lot of bad material out there. So yeah, if you get to work on something that's really meaningful, and you also get to grow so much yourself when you're working on good material, I think that's success, and the cherry on the top would be to get paid for it.
I just want to be where the magic happens. I want to contribute to that, like working with the best directors, actors, screenwriters, or whatever. Just being a part of that magic that happens. That's my dream. So the celebrity thing that may come with this, the success, like being recognized or being famous, it's more like, I consider it like more like a bonus or a consequence of your love for the art.
I think that's success. To be healthy, to have a steady career, to keep working, have a family, be financially independent. that's the truer side of it. But of course, if you dream, which I do a lot, you want that whole thing, glamour, fans, walking the carpet, and you know, page 6, some scandals, whatever. It's fun. It's fun because that's what we do.
Challenging ourselves as artists is so powerful, I think, because art is one of those things that affect culture. Music, you know, movies. I think that just, you know, art, like painting. I think that stuff is just kind of what makes us human beings.